Hey, welcome everybody. Welcome to today's live stream. We're going to be checking out the Cold War Germany map. Plan on doing this for at least a couple hours, probably 2 to 3, or until my dinner's ready downstairs. It's a I got a really good beef stew in the slow cooker down there, and I can smell it already, and it's smelling pretty tasty. So yeah, we'll keep this going for a few hours, and we're gonna check out this new Cold War map, and kind of excited about it because there's an awful lot of potential for Cold War aircraft within DCS. It's such a broad range of aircraft that are available that can be done, and then we got a couple coming down the pipeline, to my knowledge. So, keeping an eye on the audio here. How's the audio coming across, guys? Anybody in the chat can I always try to make sure that the audio is good to go before we really get cooking along. I think there's a delay between what I'm doing and what you guys end up seeing. So, let's see. Let's just jump towards it. Live stream. Here we go. Sounds good. Awesome. Thanks, Justin. Nice. Here we go. One of our squadron members did the made a mission template for us, and he already marked up the map for East versus West Germany. The Blue Coalition. We'll go with the F4 first. I have it set up at Ramstein. So let's look at the map real quick. Can't zoom out yet. So I've only had this since the patch went live, I think, what, Thursday or so. But yeah, one of our guys in the squadron, Cobra, he marked up the map for us with both East and West Germany labeled, including how Berlin is split. And this is one small annoyance that I find so far with the map, is if you zoom in, it magically turns into this clutter, which, I mean, it works. It shows all the urban areas versus the open areas, and where it's where you got forest. But right, yeah, that looks a lot cleaner, and then you got that. But here's Berlin, and it's split into its east-west zone, and you put a border around it, so it's easy for everybody to check out. But yeah, for those of you that did not grow up during the Cold War, this is how Germany was split up. So anyway, so we're gonna go check this out, and we're starting over at Ramstein, like we showed, and there is a current bug that I want to show everybody, and hopefully that solves some issues for some of you guys with the alignment here in the F4. And what I'm going to do is do something that I normally don't, and that's cartridge starts a bit faster. Let's see, load the cartridges.
Carts loaded, sir.
Thank you. So both engine masters are on. Let's see, crank the right. Now these do light up. These get the engine spun over real fast compared to the Dash 60. And for those of you that haven't been on any of the live streams in the past, if you see me look off to the left like this, that's me looking over at the iPad that's next to me so I can keep an eye on all the comments from you guys. Yeah, that's right, Venom. Yeah, tear down that wall. Alright, let's crank up let's get the gen going. Ignition. I had a first event here in the Phantom the other night when I was we were doing some low-level attacks. I took some ground fire, and I remember hearing the aircraft get hit. Unfortunately, and I didn't have any apparent damage, but apparently I took a bullet hole in one of the hydraulic lines, and my utility hydraulics got emptied out after about a half hour. And first time I've had a check hydraulic warning, and yeah, that gauge was not happy. Let's see.
Which alignment do you want?
Alright, so here's the bug right here, guys. So he'll ask you what alignment that you want. I usually do heading memory because it's far faster.
Okay, starting stored heading alignment.
And that's where he stops. We'll check generators. And once you check your generators, that's the point where he asks to make sure that the power is stable, and then he starts the alignment. Right now, he does not, so we have to hop into the back seat here and his little domain. And if you've never done this before, you have to come back here on the right console and make sure that your navigation system is at least turned on to standby. And then you get the light for air data, and now your alignment can start. So standby, the heading memory switch is already flipped up, and hit align. And this takes about, where's my stopwatch? This takes about 2 to 2.5 minutes, and what we're looking for is the green light here to start flashing. Once it's flashing, your system's good to go. Oh, that's right, Trustfire. Yes, I love steam gauge aircraft. It just something about gauges. I just love it. I mean, multifunction displays and whatnot have their use for sure, but I'm not one for like a complete glass cockpit. I love seeing big round gauges and dials and switches and stuff like that. You're in command of everything at that point, rather than the system trying to do some thinking for you, which I get it. It definitely helps in combat scenarios to lessen the pilot workload, but just something about all these gauges and everything. I love it. So just waiting on the alignment now. Let's see, we can get some of Jester's systems working. TACAN. I don't want to turn on the radar yet. He usually handles that, and I don't want it to overheat here on the ground because the ground cooling in the F4 was not great unless you had the cooling cart hooked up. Let's see what else we got. And not much else to do back here just yet. Suppose I can get the RWR powered up. Not what patch the multiplayer. Hey Bonk, what multiplayer bug you're referencing there? Is I don't remember a specific bug, unless it was a desync issue of some flavor. Oh, and today, yeah, to answer that question, I am in flat screen mode. I do VR, and I absolutely love flying in VR. It's just, I know that's a lot more of system resources, and then trying to do that and have a stream output, a stable stream output. I haven't tried it yet. I may do that in the future, but for right now, flat panel, complete 4K, and I think we got it nailed. So, just waiting on that green light right there. Push to test. Yep. So once that starts flashing, my alignment's ready to go. So, and again, that's just part of the current bug. Now, as I understand it, Heapler already has a fix for that ready to go. So whenever, if Eagle Dynamics pushes out a hot fix or the next patch, this will get fixed and Jester will be able to do the alignment himself again. Oh, there's my green light. Now I can flip this to nav. And that's ready to go. I can close that guarded switch and make my way back to the front seat. So from here I can finish setting up my cockpit. tech and radio with the IFF turned on, and primary and sync. So my instruments will reference the navigation system and synchronize my FlexGate compass. And what else do I gotta do? Reset correlation or correction. I don't remember what the core stands for. And now I can reset my altimeter. There we go. What else we got? Yeah, Thunderbolt. Yeah, the real one can be a pain in the butt sometimes for sure, but with what Heatler did in DCS, this thing is just a pure joy to fly. I absolutely love flying the F4. All right, oxygen on. Let's tell the crew chief to get those cartridges out.
Yes, sir. Cartridges removed.
All right, and take out the wheel shocks. So while we're here, let's see, where am I at? Ramstein. Let's go. Just take a quick gander around.
Yes, sir. Chalk's out.
So here's
Sir, you're all
Ramstein.
set. Have a safe flight. Disconnecting.
Cool, thank you, Chief. So there I am, parked over there. But here is runway 27. We're looking east to west of Ramstein. I think on the side of the tower is one of the active squadrons that were based here. There's the tower. Sorry, I'm not trying to move too quick for you. Last thing I want to do is make anybody dizzy. Oh, there it is. 86 Air Wing. 86 Tactical Fighter Wing. I got Vipers on this side. C-130. My dad flew on those. I'm looking forward to the C-130 hopefully this year. We'll see if it comes out in DCS this year. Fly guy, flight plan. We're going to explore for the moment. Check this out. I got a couple other areas to check out here in this. There's already a couple of multiplayer servers, so probably spend about 20-30 minutes exploring, and then we'll go out and go do some combat. Also on this map.
Don't fuck it up.
Thanks, Jester. We're live, buddy. What's the language, man? Alright. Let's get the flap set my trim, 3 down. Check.
We planning to hit the deck on this flight?
Oh, yes, we are.
Okay, just exactly how low? Pucker factor 10. Got it.
That's right, Jester. Don't bail out on me then. So, today's payload, I got a whole pile of Mark 82 snake eyes, and for those of you that are wondering why my camera is actually going below the ground, that's a feature I have set up in one of the config files. It does not break integrity check, so I can go on multiplayer servers, but like for anytime I'm filming for like cinematic stuff or whatnot, that gets me super close to ground level. Because I think the camera defaults you to about no more than 3 feet above the deck, but that little configuration change, I can go below the terrain. So one thing I do want to check, I'm going to go find something industrial. I'm going to use all these snake eyes. A lot of the buildings on this map, as I understand, are destructible. Drop the canopies. That's right, E-model. Alright. Let's take the runway. Check flaps. Yep, pitch hogs off. I don't turn those on until I'm lined up.
Down and locked. Lights out and stripes are aligned.
Now, my limited flying the other night from here to Berlin's are roughly 200 miles. And it's a fair amount of country between here and there. Alright, so anti-skid. All my pitch, my stab augmentation, and pitot heat. Here we go. IFF on all the way. And SAI uncaged. We are looking good. Oh, radar altimeter, might as well. I usually set this 500 feet, or as needed, but generally I leave that at 500 feet. Alright, 80%, engines look good, off brakes.
Engine's good, airspeed off the peg.
Make a gesture, airspeed's live.
80 knots. Speed 100.
Nose coming up, control nose rise. Here we go. Gear up.
Gears moving. Gear up. Flaps up.
Alright, gears up, flaps up, 300 knots, and out of burner. I'm gonna stay low-ish for this because I want to check out the terrain. I mean, it's nice to see it from 30,000 feet. It's gonna cut into my fuel burn for sure. 23 seconds. Oh. Yeah, I do get some freezes in the F4, and I think it's right after. I'm gonna clear that mass caution. Yeah, I do get a couple little freezes from time to time, and that's right after wheels up. And I believe it's the radar simulation starting to do all of its processes, because that's when the radar comes on. Countryside's looking really nice. We'll find something. That looks like an industrial-ish facility right there. Certainly don't want to be putting bombs on a residential area. I know it's simulation and all, but let's see. Let's get all of our pylons armed. Arm the fuses. Direct. Oh, this is a new change, guys. So the weapon selector knob starts in the Charlie position, which there is nothing hooked up to the knob at Charlie, so that functions as an off position, even though it's not labeled that way. So that's a new change. Used to be it just defaulted to rockets and dispenser, but with this latest update, that knob now starts in C, and that's perfectly fine. All right, we want bombs and master arm, and let's set some time delay here. About a quarter second. Yep, little stutter there. There it is. And usually for like low-level bomb runs, I usually set 100 mils reticle down on the gun sight. Air to ground. Alright, stand by, Justin. Let me make sure. Oh, yes, I am dropping frames. Alright. Let me. Let me tweak that down. All right. Hopefully that improves things, guys. Sorry. I just reduced down the bit rate, so hopefully it's not having to process so much. Yeah, some of these settings. So this is the first time I'm streaming in 4K, and I'm trying to tweak the settings on the fly here. Hopefully this improves things. Yeah, I'm seeing some drop frames. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let me make sure I hit the AFCS so I don't crash the plane. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Let's see what I can do there. Output video. All right. All right. Well, here, guys, what I'll do is, what I'll do is, on the software side, I gotta stop the broadcast briefly so I can change that setting. I'll knock down the resolution. It sucks I can't do 4K. Ooh, I'm getting slow. Stabilize the aircraft and then I'll tweak the settings. Terribly sorry about the There we go. Alright. Yep, technical difficulties. Yep, just set the autopilot. Alright. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, Justin. Alright, so let me... Now, the YouTube side won't stop the stream, but I gotta stop it on the software side to knock down the resolution output. So, give me 1 second. Alright. There we go. So what I'm seeing on the software side is I got my full bit rate back and it looks smooth and no drop frames. I'm getting 0 drop frames. So hopefully that smooths everything out on your guys' side. Sucks I can't do 4K, but I just knocked it down to 2K. So how's that better? Hopefully that's better. Let's see. That's an industrial looking facility. Now we can focus on the task at hand. Alright. We are armed. Rolling in. Oh. Looks like a factory of some sort. Fast and low. Oh, make sure this is set ripple. It was a little late there, but let me set the autopilot again and we'll go down and check out those buildings. Alright, so that was... Here we are. Oh wow, look at that. Definitely took out some buildings there. That's really neat. I like how... I think this is not the only map that does this. I know the channel map, or not channel, Normandy, which Ugra Media also did. A lot of buildings on Normandy are also very much destructible. Found out the hard way by doing some stupid maneuvers in a BF-109 and couldn't pull out of a loop fast enough and end up right into a building. But wow, that's pretty neat. Alright, so that's this. Let's go check out Berlin. Awesome. Glad it's a lot smoother for you guys. So let's go over, we're gonna go hit up in a Huey and check out Berlin. So I have this set up. I didn't realize I'd set this to air start. It's supposed to be a ground start right above Tempelhof here in Berlin. We're not far from the wall. See. Let's see, where are we at? Center my view, and the wall is just to that direction. Ooh. Rapid descent, and I'm not trying to lose my rotor in the process. I think that's the wall just up ahead, right there near that canal. Yeah, that's right. Oh, that is the wall. I see guard towers. Let's see if I can slow down into a hover and we can check this out nice and slow like. Man, I kind of miss flying the Huey. It's been a minute. So I'm over friendly Allied territory. That's East Berlin, off to the other side. That's amazing what led to the Berlin Wall there. To have this huge zone going right through the city like that. I mean, this is the area. This is the era I grew up in. I was born in the early '80s, and this was still a thing then, up until the Iron Curtain fell. Oh, got some terrain glitch I just found, I think. Or, oh, that's just feeding into a lake. Okay. One of the checkpoints there. Nice. How you guys enjoying this so far? As far as maps go, like, I'm pretty happy with this one so far. This is nice. Oh, there we go. Hands off the controls. I'm letting my friend here take the controls for a minute. But yeah, Huey's probably one of my favorite liveries. BT-12, U.S. Marines. I'll take the controls back, thank you, George. That's some really cool. They did a. I mean, other than some of the abrupt terrain changes right here on the shore. I mean, I know this is phase 1, so it's still early development on this map, but overall, I'd say this is a pretty dang good job here. I mean, there's some hot air balloons somewhere nearby. I don't remember exactly where they're at. Oh yeah, Justin. So far from what I've flown on it, so as of now, I am really enjoying this map, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot more to come with this. We got more Cold War aircraft coming. We finally have a Cold War centric playground for a lot of aircraft like the F4. I know there's some other stuff coming up. F100. So much. I just wish there was a little bit more on the Red Force as far as available to fly. Oh, that's a nice looking fountain. Cool. Big industrial section. I don't know if anybody is familiar with the area. Any ideas what that tall tower is called that's dead ahead? I don't remember. I know it's part of the Berlin skyline, but I'm not super familiar with the area, other than knowing where some of the key areas were. Oh, gotta keep my speed in check. Don't want to get too fast in this thing. Oh, okay. Neat. Ferrari 2K, I'm not going to try to pronounce that. I have a limited knowledge of the German language. But I certainly don't want to try to butcher that. Go check out this tower real quick, and then we'll land this bird, and we'll go jump over to one of the multiplayer servers. Oh, cool. Got the right for my shadow there. That may have played it a little bit into the stuttering, because I like having good graphics. I mean, my system's pretty solid, but I think it might have just pushed it a little too hard as far as the streaming at 4K. no idea what that tower is called, but it looks nice. It's like a rail station here. Wow. And I've seen some reports, like the guys that love to fly the attack helicopters, a lot of the low-level detail so far in this map is really, really nice looking. Let's see if I can find a place to land this thing. I might just pick a random rooftop and try to set her down on it. There we go. Oh no, don't lose it, don't lose it. See if I can do this. I don't do very many rooftop landings. It's probably a good thing. Nice and slow, nice and slow. Just like Casmo says, forward and down, forward and down. Oh. That's not gonna end well. Uh-oh. Whoops. Okay, I guess that wasn't a valid landing area. But the skyline looks nice. Alright. Let's go jump multiplayer and see what we can get done there. Through the Inferno already has a server up with the new map. So... Yep. Let's see, let's check out multiplayer. Wonder if it's already marked. The Inferno. SoCal 3. I'm looking for SoCal 2. Alright, I'm gonna have to search for it. SoCal 2, Cold War Germany. I'm gonna mark that as a favorite real quick. Here we go. Simple radio standalone, thank you. All right. I wonder how they have that. I wonder how they have this laid out. All right, just waiting for all the textures to load. All right. For an F4 slots. Well, they got dynamic slots as well. There we go.
Ramstein traffic, Valkyrie 66 taxiing from future ramp to 27 via Delta.
Hopefully you guys are picking up on that on the SRS radio traffic as well. Let's see. Ah, more F4 slots are taken up. All right. Let's see. 15 007. Eh, why not? And gotta reload all the textures again. Please spawn at Berlin Ghetto if possible. Oh yeah, you know what? Once this loads up, I'll see if that's available. Select role. Everything so far is at Ramstein. Magdalem. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. That's... What is available? Ghetto. I think Royal Air Force was based out of Ghetto primarily, I think, correct? Hey, welcome, Seance. It's 12. Doesn't look like they have any slots here for Ghetto. That's alright, let's see if we can go find one. Berlin, where's Berlin? There we go. Dynamic slots. They don't have anything at Ghetto. Alright. We have to stick with Ramstein. Ramstein. So many ways to pronounce that, and I'm sorry I'm Americanizing some of that. Alright. Alright, textures load please. Jaguars. Not sure. Alright. Here, we'll do a normal start this time. Oh, air source. Connect to right. I hear an A-10. Oh no, that's a Hornet idling over in the distance. Yep. See a Hornet right over there. Another McDonnell Douglas product, why not? Alright. Group Chief, let's get the air going, please. Start airflow.
Yep, done.
Alright. 10%. Ignite. Throttle up. X idle. Good so far. Oh. Stop air.
Done.
I know that's not simulated, but I believe if you keep the air on too long, you really run the risk of shearing the starter shaft. Alright. Generator on. Let's get some lights going. Alright. Back to left, please.
Roger.
Oh, there's two Hornets over there.
Connected on the left.
And air, please.
Yep, done.
Igniters, throttle up. You know, it helps if I turn on the engine master. Oopsie. There we go. Good ignition. Yeah, Jack, that Dash 60 looks very familiar. Now, a little backstory on this. So heat blur, depending on what livery that you have selected, I think predetermines the color of the Dash 60 that's hooked up to your airplane. So they did the yellow one, and I got their art guys a lot of photos of our Dash 60. So they got the color and all the stenciling on the Dash 60 for the green one. And then setting up some cameras and some mics, I was able to get a bunch of different angles of the start of the Dash 60, starting, running, applying air, turning off. And so all the audio from whatever Dash 60 is hooked up to the Phantom here in DCS is from our cart. So really happy that we could help contribute to this, because the whole package is just awesome. All right. Disconnect the air, please. Exhaust covered up. Oh no, it's not covered. The lid's on the backside from us. All right, gents.
Okay, what alignment? Okay, stored heading it is.
Full. Check the generators. Right hand gen out. Check. Good to go. All right, let's hop in the back seat and get the alignment going. All right, navigation system on. Standby. And align. There we go. Now we gotta wait for the light. Radio on. TACAN on. Let's see, what livery do we got? Oh, Ramstein. I know that's a DCSism. Normally you wouldn't start the aircraft with the rear end in the shelter. I gotta hang some weapons on this thing. Before we do that, let's see what missions we got going on. We got air to ground, easy there. Air to ground, normal. Got plenty of people going from here to there. Distance. Alright, so from here to there, 75 miles and back. We can do that without a tank. Nice. Alright, so yep, we're just waiting on the alignment. Now, if you're just tuning in for this and you're not already aware with the F4, with this latest patch, there's a gesture bug where he will not start the alignment for you. You have to jump here in the back seat to do it. And if you're not familiar with doing that already, it's pretty easy. He'll set the switches for you. You just gotta get it started. So on the back of the right console, you got this big gray knob in the corner that has to be at least on standby. That's your navigation computer, and then you can turn this knob up on your inertial navigator to standby for about 3 seconds, and then put it in the align position. And all you have to do at that point is wait for the green light to start flashing, and you're ready. So now we just put it to navigation mode and then drop the switch cover because we did a stored heading alignment, and we are ready to go. And after this, Jester's all set. He'll function normally. It's just the him doing the alignment's bugged right now, which will get fixed. Should get fixed in if Eagle Dynamics pushes out a hot fix in the next week or so, or it'll have to wait till the next patch. So awesome. Let's see, where are we on the airfield? Oh, right over there. And before I get too carried away, what's the winds at? Alright, QNH 2978. Meteorological wind 250. Alright, we're gonna take runway 27. 2978. Up all the way. 2978. Alright. Primary. Synchronize. Let's see. CADC, reset correction. And now I can do the reset the altimeter there. Alright. IFF to standby, radio is on. Everything else is looking good. Alright, crew chief, take the chocks out, please.
Roger.
Lightnings, are you referring to the English electric lightning?
We'll talk now. You're all set? Good to go.
No.
Have a good flight? Disconnect.
We should probably hang some weapons on here. Before I get carried away, let's see, let's check that air to ground mission. Air to ground mission easy. Can't see the enemy units. Tell you what, we'll just grab a whole pile of snake eyes on that one again. Rearm, refuel. So this is something I do, like over in the mission editor, I'll make like a common loadout for myself, and I'll name it with a number, and then it's always at the top of the list here. So I'm doing a long range mission where I'm air superiority, or I'm doing an air to ground, an anti-runway strike, rocket runs, snake eye bombs like this one. Yeah, let's change my tail number. Let's see, 749.
Request refueling. Request refueling.
All right, so Han, while they're rearming me, Han's not far from here. I don't remember which way it is.
Refueling complete.
Ramstein's here. You'll have to forgive me. There's Frankfurt. They don't have it labeled. Zweibrücken. Remember, where is Han? Oh, there it is. I see it. Let's zoom in on it. And F11. Here is Han.
Complete.
On airbase. Even got the control tower for the main building. Welcome to Han Air Base, 50th Tactical Fighter Wing. Ooh. I love how this is obviously a Volkswagen. Actually, several. But it's definitely not that logo. All right, let's get back over to our jet. Hey, Virtual Cuba. Alright, let's get taxiing. Let's see, if I remember right, for most of the comm, CTAF 251 megahertz. I'll even set myself a preset. 251. Preset 1. Set. We can double check that in the kneeboard. Yep. Channel 1, 251. Alright. Oh, air to ground easy mission was just complete. I may have to shift targets. So air to ground normal. Mission 9. Alright. We'll go there. Alright, so I gotta go that way. Ramstein traffic, Baron 62, taxiing to runway 27. Alright, taxi lights on.
I've been looking forward to this all day.
Me too, Jester. He just sends you back to school on how to do an alignment. We going low.
Roger that.
Actually, I probably should have told him yes, but that's alright. Ooh, another good looking bird there. Oh, he's got a full Maverick payload. Hey, he's got the cool autopilot troop. That's really neat. Audio cutouts. That's huh. Let me check the stream software. Oh, it's looking good there. Hopefully that's not YouTube doing anything shenanigans with the audio. Alright. Peek in the pattern. Something high over that ways.
Ramstein traffic Charles in charge 28 inbound, ran on runway 27, 25 miles out.
Got somebody on approach. He's a ways out there. Here, I'll just get ready to go quickly. IFF on. Pitot heat. IFF to normal.
Canopy down and lock, lights out, and stripes aligned.
Jester. Alright. Ramstein traffic, Baron 62, taking off runway 27, eastbound departure. Ramstein traffic. Radar turned on. Or my radar scope, that is. Oh. Someone didn't call in for... Somebody was on final. It was an F-16. Almost got a haircut just then. He didn't make the landing. Alright, we're going. Engines look good. Off we go.
Engine's good. Airspeed's coming alive. 80 knots. There's 100. At least the takeoffs wake me up. Oh, man. Heads up, nails 5 o'clock. And nails 5 o'clock.
There we go.
Moving. Gear up. Flax up.
Right hand turnout. Yeah, Ramstein traffic, Baron 62 is clear to runway. I come out of burner.
Ramstein traffic, Charles charge 28, inbound, 11 on 7 miles out.
Whew, she is heavy and oscillating. I don't like that.
New bogey. Right gimbal. 7 miles. 3,000. Okay, nails. 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock. Target paints. It is a friend.
Thank you, Jester.
Nails. 1 o'clock.
Pilot deviation. That's right. Alright, Jester. Let's get you to navigate me to the target area. Let's see. Map markers. Air to ground.
My God. Steering set in TGT 1.
Thank you. Alright. Center up on course. There we go. Whew. She is definitely loaded with bombs.
Oh, I'm showing nails. 11 o'clock.
Ramstein's back there. Contacts. 10,000 feet. The use of portable electronic devices now authorized. Please wait until the captain turns off the fastest seatbelt sign to move about the cabin. Alright, make sure my sparrows are turned on. We are going into combat. Reset my gun sight. Yeah, oh, that's right. I don't have a centerline tank. I can use all 4 sparrows if I need to. And into the clouds I go. Oh yeah. 9.25 tons. That's an awful lot of weight on a fighter. $62 miles to go. I'm gonna level off at 15,000. You know, that's probably why she's a little mushy on the controls. Turning on the stability augmentation probably will help out a lot. There we go.
Heads up, I've got nails. 11 o'clock.
Lesson there, don't get in a rush to get off the runway, I suppose.
We have a new bogey. Left 40 degrees, 15 miles. 13,500.
Yeah, that's right. Now,
That's a nope on the IFF.
depending on who made the tank, it was either 600 gallons or 610 gallons. I know some of the early tanks were garbage as far as being able to do anything beyond coordinated turns. You couldn't pull any G's on them.
Ramstein traffic, Lobos 1, 674, looking for runway 27, right-hand traffic, overhead break.
Yeah, trying to remember which tank that was.
New bogey, right 10 degrees.
But then you got the high performance tank, and I think later they used the tank off of the F-15 Eagle, the 610 gallon, which we have one of those at the hangar for our center line. But you could pull some G's with those, but yeah, I don't remember who made the early tank that you could not pull any hard maneuvers or anything beyond a coordinated turn. Otherwise, you would damage the tank somehow. We're within 50 miles. Let's go ahead and start getting armed up.
Oh, I got nails on our nose. 12 o'clock.
In the soup.
Start a new boat. Left 5 degrees, 41 miles. 11,500.
Thanks, Chester.
Frankfurt traffic, just Caucasus ship Iowa. From the east, inbound 10 miles to land 25 right.
Sure, I think TACAN at Ramstein was 81 X-ray. Check. It's good. That way I can navigate back after we drop our ordnance. Assuming we don't find any air-to-air targets either on the way.
Oh, I got nails on our nose. 12 o'clock.
I'm going to descend down out of the clouds a bit. On instruments. Oh, and happy Easter, everyone, by the way. Almost forgot today is Easter.
Oh, I got nails on our nose. 12 o'clock.
Alright. Oh, what a beauty.
Ramstein, rate of flight time 016, coming in by red break for 192.
Alright. See on the map. Yep, there we are.
We've got nails.
Ramstein
1 o'clock.
traffic, Almost 1, single ship at 4, inbound 27, right hand traffic, overhead break, 5 miles.
I know one thing that Inferno does for us is usually if there's a JTAC overhead of a target area, it'll drop down a smoke marker on targets so you can at least have a better idea visually of where to find your targets. Paco Pico, I hope I'm pronouncing that right, by the way. So far, I'm really liking just the map overall in general. It's highly detailed. It's not. I've not taken a huge performance hit. Not like Syria. I mean, I have a strong system, but I'm not noticing a huge performance hit on this particular map. It's very well laid out. A lot of things are destructible as far as like buildings and stuff go. And there's a
Ramstein, radar 101, base time, short final, full stop, runway 27.
thank you for that radio call. And there's just a huge amount of potential here for missions and scenarios to play out, because I know this was going to be a central focus, like if the Cold War ever became a shooting war. Alright, 10 miles out, let's get low.
Frankfurt traffic, correct. Cactus 5 mile, final, 25 right. Frankfurt.
Dive down. Oh, I think I see smoke markers off in the distance. It's that red smoke. Get some speed brake out. Alright. Bombs direct.
Ramstein, radar 12, please turn for
Here we go.
runway 27.
Alright, 420 knots. True airspeed and increasing. Alright, nap to the R's. Here we go, baby. None of my bombs came off. My master arm is... Nothing was armed. Alright. Let's pop a few flares just in case there's any handhelds coming up at me. Oh, you know.
Ramstein traffic, Charles Towers 2 East, active for takeoff, runway 27. Ramstein traffic, Columbus 1 is final for 27.
Okay.
Heads up nailed. 6 o'clock.
Master arm. Direct. Bombs. Now they're armed. That was strange. Oh. Alright, let's come back in on the target area. Sorry about that, guys. Oh, yep, good call on the Pipper. Thank you. It's just around this corner here. Come on, visibility.
Ramstein traffic, Vortex 01, inbound for runway 27, 20 miles up to the northeast, Ramstein traffic.
There's the target area.
Ramstein traffic, Columbus 1, clear runway.
I hit the smokestacks. There we go. Pop some flares. And leaving a trail of destruction. Nice. That one works. Back to C, off. Deselect the weapon stations. Now we're back to air mode.
On right-hand base, runway 27, Ramstein traffic.
Nails on our nose. 12 o'clock.
Alright. 7,000 pounds of gas left. Whoa, I just heard a sonic boom.
Traffic, Charles Towers 28, wheels up, clear the runway, turning right for north departure, pushing to top forward.
Good times here. Oh, nice. So having an open-ended shelter allows you to do engine starts and get going right away.
Ramstein traffic, Vortex 01, trailing onto short final, runway 0, correction, runway 27, Ramstein traffic.
So you didn't have to get towed out of the shelter. A lot of friendlies on the scope.
Frankfurt traffic, Cactus, clear 25 right, Frankfurt.
Heading back west. Let's turn back east. See if we can put some air-to-air missiles to use before we have to head back for fuel and more weapons.
Ramstein traffic, Vortex 01, on 3 mile final for runway 27, Ramstein traffic.
I'm showing nails 10 o'clock.
$180 miles to the nearest target, air-to-air target up there, based on the info box there in the upper right corner. Hey, Kasoka, how's it going? You'll have to pardon my ignorance. What's the Gina? I'm drawing a blank on that one. And for those of you guys tuning in, I definitely see more of you guys watching. If anytime you guys see me looking off to the left like this, that's me looking at the iPad that I keep next to me, just so I can keep an eye on the comments from you guys. And welcome also. So, just having some fun here in the F4E on the brand new Cold War map. Did a little exploration earlier, and now we're doing some combats on a multiplayer server. Looks like
Ramstein traffic, Vortex 01, clear active.
nice. Air-to-ground normal mission was completed. That's the one we just did a low-level airstrike on. I think if we go up again, I'll take some laser-guided stuff. Oh, G91. Who's making the G91? I know it's not Heatblur or Razbam. I'm drawing a... Sorry. I'm drawing a blank on who's making that one. Let's see, before I get too far ahead of myself, let's get the TAC and source selected. We are 75 miles from base. 6,000 pounds of fuel remaining. So we'll have to turn back before too long. So I don't want to, definitely don't want to run this thing dry. Yeah, Scott. So that's known, and I think that was Heatblur's attempt because that front windshield is very, very thick. It's over an inch thick with multiple panes of glass, and then you have the gun sight glass in front of you too. Yeah, and looking through the windscreen of ours at the hangar, compared to either side windscreens here, it's definitely a slight different tint looking through the forward compared to any other window. So it's distinct but subtle. And I think Heatblur has definitely tried to improve that, because I remember in earlier versions of this, especially when it was like twilight or dark, it was near impossible to see out the front. Alright, we'll start heading in. 5,800 pounds of gas remaining. TAC and set. The other thing I love about this jet is it gives me a reason to use my feet. So, not like some of the modern fly-by-wire stuff, which does most of the rudder work for you. This, nope, you gotta use them rudders. Alright, set some autopilot. There we go. Let's pull back on the throttles instead. Save a little bit of fuel, I suppose. Heavy air to grounds. Trespire, was that carrying mostly iron bombs or precision munitions? So, Kasoka, so far on this Germany map, this map, I'm pretty impressed with it so far. I think it's definitely well worth the price. It's currently $56 American right now, and that's the early access price. I think once it's going to get released in 3 phases. So right now this is just phase 1, and phase 2. So right now we're limited to summertime textures. Phase 2 will expand the detail area and bring us spring and autumn textures. And then phase 3 will expand the detailed area even more and give us winter time textures as well. And when phase 3 releases, that's when it'll go to full price, and I think it's $70. Why is my... Give me some oxygen, please. That's why my vision's going fuzzy. Three front paints.
New bogey. Left 30, 39 miles, 24,000.
Yep, Phoenix just did that. I was like, I knew it right away once it really started getting fuzzy.
Good IFF, he's a friendly.
Thanks, Jester.
Fuel check, how we looking?
Oh yeah, ice, yeah, low level. We're doing okay on fuel, Jester. Yeah, low level in the helicopters, it's pretty well detailed. I mean, there are some areas, like especially around the waterways, where there's like an abrupt transition from the water to the shoreline, but I'm sure that's going to get ironed out before too long. This is just the initial release, but I am pretty dang impressed with it so far. And it's not a desert map. Not that I have anything against the desert maps that we have available. I mean, we have Sinai, we have Persian Gulf and Syria. But it's nice. It's a nice change of pace to have a temperate map to play on, and it was one that was a central focus of the Cold War.
Ramstein tower, rate of flight is cross runway 0.
Oh, cool! With the new fog effects in DCS, it's yeah, I'd be interested to see what Han looks like in the fog. I'll have to set that up one night and try shooting some ILS approaches. I'm pretty sure Han's got ILS. I haven't looked. Yeah, ice. Some Arma stuff would be, or I think that was the idea with combined arms. It kind of fell by the wayside. I can only imagine, like, because the air side of this is covered pretty well. If they could get the ground combat side dialed in, man, that would be such amazing potential with this sim.
Got a new bogey, right 15, 42 miles, 38,000.
Yeah, haven't tried VR on this map yet. I know I do take a somewhat of a performance hit in VR, even on this system, but I haven't tried this map in VR specifically. All right, 50 miles out. £5,200 remaining. Let's see.
We have a friendly, 12 o'clock high, 4 miles.
Oh, I see smoke markers.
I've got new bogeys. It's going to do a quick IFF now. We've got a friendly two-shift, raw, right 5 degrees, 45 miles, Angels 24.
And she looks good. I love all the subtle details. Oh, let's see, Control F2. See, I know some of the camera controls there. I'm trying to get underneath. Like the countermeasure pylons there. Like I've shot off some flare cartridges, and you can see them disappear whenever you use them. Like that. That's a really cool effect. Big old Sparrow. Main gear doors. Oh yeah, it is. Look at that. I do have a main gear door open. It's not the first time. Huh, I wonder if that's a bug.
Screen for the F-16.
I'm gonna get a screenshot of that real quick. And screenshot. I'll give that over to the Heapler guys and take a peek at that. I am curious. That definitely shouldn't be like that. Good eye, Kasoka, thanks. Oh yeah.
Ramstein traffic rolling to runway 27.
I thought that would be pretty cool too. I don't know what vehicles would fit inside a CH-47. Maybe a Jeep. I haven't tried loading vehicles in the transport helicopter, but with the C-130 coming, anything up to and including a Humvee should fit in nicely.
Taking off runway 27. Ramstein radar flight holding short of taxiway Kilo.
Alright.
Outside traffic, Corpus 1, take 27 behind the Tomcat.
Alright, we're 25 miles out. Let's come off of the autopilot. Clear master caution. And we'll call it in. Ramstein traffic, Baron 62 is inbound, 25 miles from the east, descending to pattern altitude for runway 27. Let's shorten that out.
27 miles out.
Yeah, I agree. That door would have been a goner.
Ramstein traffic, wheels up, airborne, clear runway 27.
Oh, nice. You know, that'd be interesting to see a CH-53 in DCS at some point. Pretty sure.
Corpus 1, clear the runway. Last call, pushing 254.
That's not Ramstein. No, I still got 18 miles to go. Yeah, I'm definitely not above Ramstein.
Ooh, shit, looks like new bogeys. Let's check for IFF returns. Nails, 7 o'clock. We have a friendly, bra, right 10, 20 miles, Angels 8. And a friendly, bra, right 45 degrees, 23 miles, Angels 7.
Do like the clouds.
Right 15 degrees, 18
They did a
miles,
really good job on the clouds. I remember that from a few years ago, and
IFF checks out.
that was really something whenever those came about. I remember taking up an F-16 completely unarmed and just did some cloud surfing. It's fun.
We've got nails, 1 o'clock.
Yeah, it's Ramstein. Sorry. The left-hand overhead brake. We'll line up for that.
Ramstein traffic, 521 single F5, or F4 is going to be taxiing along with 27. Ramstein traffic, Charlie,
We got nails, 1 o'clock.
land 10 miles out. Runway 27.
Alright. 8 miles out. 7 miles, correction. Alright, cage and gyro. Or gun sight. Let's see. Good. Anti-skids on. Alright, looking good.
Left 5 miles, 3,000.
2,000 feet above ground level. Ramstein traffic, Baron 6-2, enter into pattern 4 miles for runway 27. Left overhead brake, Ramstein.
We've got a bogey 26, raw, left 3 miles, 800 feet.
Somebody on final.
Left 25 degrees, 1 mile, 800 feet.
I don't know where that guy's at.
Not getting an IFF response. It's a bandit.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's not a bandit here.
And Fiddle 2-1 is holding short, runway 27 on Alpha.
Alright, here we go. Let's focus.
Ramstein traffic, charge 28, short final, runway 27.
Ramstein traffic, Baron 6-2's on the overhead brake, entering into downwind.
Ramstein tower, rate of flight,
Let's start slowing down to get the gear down. Let's see, 250, gear down, flaps down. Let's trim it back. Ramstein traffic, Baron 6-2 is turning base to final, runway 27. Almost on speed, thank you. Alright, down, 3 green.
Ramstein traffic, charge 28, runway, taxi
And gear, flaps, pressure, warning lights, anti-skid.
Landing lights on.
500.
Little steep. We'll make do. Whew, a little hard.
Gee, man, I always wanted to be a few inches shorter.
And Ramstein traffic, Fiddle 2-1 is taxiing to runway, or taking runway 27, line up on wait for parking truck.
Ramstein traffic, Baron 6-2 is cleared to runway. Let's get rid of the chute. Alright, taxi light, pitot heat. Let's see. Get the handle down, stab box off, and anti-skid off. Let's pop these open. Yeah, that's right. Good carrier landing. Alright. I'll definitely go up again. There's a horn. Hey, another hornet. Traffic's clear.
Airborne clear, runway 27, turning right to the north.
Alright. Caution panel's good. Ooh. Okay. Not sure what was up with that hornet. Alright. Which airbase, Kasoka? Ghost, welcome. We are at Ramstein. Oh, yeah, there it is. Go find a safe place to stop and we'll get reloaded. Let's see. I'm thinking. Actually, what do you guys think? More high drag bombs, or go up with some MAVs, or laser guide? What do you guys think? I'll do whatever. I'm open. Oh, nice. I did not know that, Scott. That was pretty cool. I didn't know they used the Baron call.
Ramstein, ready to flight, clear of runway 27 on the front line.
I used that because that was one of the squadrons my dad flew with the C-130s out of Little Rock, because the Blue Barons, the 62nd airlift squadron. Here, I'll just pull it over here. What I don't want to have happen is to end up in a... oh, someone just crashed. What I don't want to have happen is me end up in a spawn location and somebody spawns in and takes us both out. Alright. Crew Chief, where's the chucks?
Roger.
Taxi light off.
And wheel chocks are in, sir.
Awesome. Thank you, Chief. Rock some Mavs. Yeah, sorry, Kasoka. Yeah, I was just curious. So, what bases that you were referencing said been to the remains of both bases there? All right, Conrad, I can see what I can do in the load up menu there. Let's see, ground crew, rearm reload. I need a lot of fuel. Let's see what I can do here. I think it's one or the other. Unless I can put... yeah, if I'm taking Mavs, it locks out. Why is one locked out? No, you can take a laser guide too. Alright. Put a GBU 12 there and GBU 12 there. I need to set these to, I want to say 1686 is what Through the Inferno tends to run. Alright, copy these two pylons with the same weapon. 1686, okay. 4 Mavs, 2 laser guide, and no gas tanks. Yeah, let's go with that.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Let me double check the laser code while I'm thinking about it. 1686. Yep, correct. No, Nolan. I'm on Through the Inferno, Cold War Germany. Malwinkel and Allstedt. Okay, cool. Oh, that's cool. Being able to hear F4s night and day, that's awesome. I had a something similar growing up on Little Rock, hearing all the C-130s at all times. And it's because of that to me, the J model just doesn't sound quite right. I grew up listening to E and H model C-130s with the Allisons and the 4-blade props. That's the classic C-130 sound to me. The J just doesn't sound quite right to me because of that. Yeah. So Nolan, from what I understand about the Jester navigation bug, or as far as the alignment bug, they have a fix ready to go. So if Eagle Dynamics pushes out a hot fix, it'll 8,000 pounds of gas and climbing. Oh, the gear door's in the right position down here. Oh no. So that alarm means that we got 5 minutes before the server resets. So all the Inferno servers reset every 6 hours. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's every 6 hours. So they'll reset the server so none of the ground spawns get screwed up or anything along those lines. So we're gonna have to jump in a different server, but I'll stick with the F4. We'll do laser guides and Mavs. So let me get out of the server. Oh, cool. I didn't realize they had so many helicopters out there in College Station. We have there's a National Guard unit down here that has Apaches. I get to hear them from time to time. All right, so what do we have? Through the Inferno. Got Cola. They're gonna reset in half an hour. Syria. They're gonna restart in 15 minutes. Let's see, Inferno. What other maps we got available? Caucasus. That one just reset. I don't have Afghanistan. I have to do Caucasus. Excuse me. Oh, that's weird. Here, check my mic gain. Maybe it's cutting out because of that. I'm not sure what's going on there. Oh yeah, said low. Yeah, even though it's the J model and I don't think it sounds right only because of what I grew up listening to, I'm still very much looking forward to the C-130. I hope that combined arms can work with it pretty well, and what I mean by that is being able to like take a truck or a Humvee and load it in the cargo compartment and fly it somewhere, and the other player can drive it back out of the cargo compartment. That'd be pretty neat. That better paratroopers flying paratroopers to a combat zone, or just more on the logistics side, because as I do like the CH-47, but I don't fly it a lot because there's not a whole lot to do on the logistics side. Not outside of multiplayer servers with a bunch of scripting. All right, let's do the Caucasus map. There we go. SRS is coming back. Nice. Oh, neat. I didn't know the A400 has counter rotators. Yeah, C-130, they all go the same direction. And I got a flight in one of the sims at Little Rock, so one of the full motion sims. And it surprised me how much P factor the C-130 has on the takeoff roll. And until you hit, I think it was somewhere around 60 knots of forward airspeed, the rudder didn't do much until then. So you had to use the steering tiller, the steering wheel on the pilot side to keep straight down the runway. Otherwise, all that P factor would pull you off to the left, I believe. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was the left. It's been a minute, but that was quite an enjoyable experience, and that was on a H model C-130 sim, and those turboprops are pretty darn responsive. I like it, but I do think the they had it set so that it didn't have much weight in the back. So I don't think we were carrying a lot of cargo, if any, on that ride. But that was still really neat, being able to fly a full motion, full scale C-130 sim. That was probably about 5 or 6 years ago, I think. Yep. So from what I remember, especially talking with the C-130 pilots, it depended on who was the pilot flying and who was the pilot monitoring. So the guy in the right-hand seat could be the pilot flying, and he would do the throttles and aileron and have his feet on the rudders. Whoever was in the left seat always has to do the steering tiller, and they both kind of back each other up. And whoever's doing that coordination, as soon as the rudder's effective, his hand comes off of the tiller and goes back to the control wheel, and they're both backing each other up. But yeah, it definitely feels like a two-man job on the takeoff roll, only because of how much P factor that aircraft has. All right, so join the Blue Coalition. Here we go. Where are all the F4s? 15s, 16s, 18s, 18s. Ah, here we go, F4. Oh, it's Sochi. All right. Oh, and we got some rain. Nice. Alright, just waiting for the textures to load. Not that I want to get wet, but I'll get this canopy closed soonest. I know at some point Heatbler's going to model all the raindrops on the windscreen. I don't think it's ready to go yet. Alright, so we'll do a cartridge start on this one as well. Air source, load the carts.
Roger. Cartridges loaded, sir.
All right, Chief, thank you. Stand clear. Ignition, back to idle. Alright, engine is stable, generator on, just to the left. Ignition, good, back to idle. Looking good. Gen on.
Hey, what alignment do you want? Okay, stored heading.
Stored heading, and now we get to deal with the alignment bug. Check my generator before I hop in the back. Looks good. Alright, here's how we fix the alignment. So, for those of you that haven't seen this yet, jump in the back seat, over on the right-hand console, turn the navigation system to standby. It's that big gray knob on the back end of the right console. Go here. Switch guards up for a stored heading alignment. Go to standby. And align. And about 2 to 2.5 minutes later, the green light will start flashing, and then we can put it in navigation mode, and we're done. After that, Jester behaves like he's supposed to, but until the next fix happens, we're stuck with the alignment bug until then. Alright. Now, I have landed this thing from the back seat, all entirely visually. I didn't try to use the ILS, shoot an ILS approach and then pick up the visual. I do remember I probably scared the crap out of my front seater a few times, and it took me 3 times going around the pattern until I put it on the runway. And he was help talking me on, you know, come a little left, come a little right. All right, you're on center line. But doing a landing from the back seat here in the sim is challenging, very, very challenging, but doable. It was an ugly landing. I'm pretty sure the crew chief would have been unhappy in real life. That's same thing with the landing gear guys. All right, so Kasoka, the Jester will, whenever you get the power turned on, he'll ask you what navigation type you want, but that's where he stops. He's supposed to ask you once the generators are both online if you're ready to start the alignment, but he never asks that question and he never starts the alignment. You can sit here for an hour and run your gas tanks dry and he'll never do the alignment. So until the next fix happens, so it's either a hot fix or the next patch, you have to jump up here in the back seat and get the alignment going, and then once it's done, Jester's normal, but he just won't do the alignment right now. How did I get in the C-130 sim? So my dad was stationed there at Little Rock for the majority of his Air Force career, and then after he retired, he was an instructor and helped. He was doing training on the H model C-130s until he retired from that job. So while he was there, every so often they would allow staff to bring in family members to come check out the simulator. So I got a ride in the simulator from that once. Really cool, awesome experience. It's about the closest I've ever come to actually flying in a real C-130. I've never been in, other than on the ground, I've never been in flight in a C-130. Alright, looking good so far. Ah, there we are. So once that light starts flashing, the alignment is done and you can put this knob to navigation mode. Lights go out, you can drop the red switch guard, and you can hop back in the front seat and everything's good to go. Ooh. Japan Self-Defense Forces. I will say, Japan had some really colorful liveries for their F4 fleet. They had some really cool paint jobs. Alright, so we can go primary... synchronize. I'll get my lights turned on, why not? Alright, let's get the weapons loaded now that the nav system is done. Air to ground mavs. Get a GBU-12 there. Get a GBU-12 there. Let's get the laser code set. 1686. Copy to pylons with the same weapon. Okay. Top off the gas tanks. Let's go with the Hill 2.
Request refueling. Request rearming.
Alright, let's get the...
Copy.
Let's get the cartridges out.
Roger.
Oh, cool.
Refueling complete. And cartridges removed, sir.
Awesome, thanks for that, Raptor. Yeah, I tried 4K and it kept dropping frames. I think it was just too much for my system to process everything all at once. I mean, it's a good system and it's got a 3090 Ti as a video card, but I think it was... the system as a whole was just overwhelmed trying to do everything and push out the 4K stream. It's handling 2K just fine. So I guess I'm limited to 2K unless I get a dedicated streaming computer and just feed that and let it handle the streaming side while this does all the flying stuffs. Yeah, I'm not sure what other aircraft got goofed up in this last patch. I haven't flown much beyond the Huey and the F4 here. Do like doing the Viper and the Tomcat and the Hornet. Been doing some flight testing on the side for a module that I can't talk about just yet, and that one's looking to... Yeah, I'm looking forward to that one's release too. Alright, IFF. Radio. Alright, let's close these canopies. Alright, SAI, let's get the oxygen turned on this time.
Canopy down and locked. Lights out and stripes are aligned.
Alright. Let's see, what's our runway? We got 2 of them here. Where's our target area? Got one north of us. Let's go to that one. Got an easy 2. Double check our weather. 2997 and 160 on the wind, so winds out of the south. That's going to be whatever runway is not 24. What runway is this? 20. All right. Then what's my path to get there? Taxi forward to the left. Alright, we can do this. Another F4. Nice. Alright, Sochi traffic. Baron 62 is taxiing to runway 20 for takeoff. Northbound departure. Sochi. Oh man, 1080 Ti is a good card. That was the king of VRAM for years. Pretty happy I was able to get a 3090 Ti for a reasonable price a couple years ago when I built this system, and I think it's got 24 gigs of VRAM. So no complaints there. And as far as I know, it's immune from the plugs melting based on its electrical design. It takes 3 12-volt connectors to go into it. It does have a 12-volt high power plug on it, but the way it's wired and the way it forces current balancing between all the lines, it's
And the wheel chocks are out.
it's not going to overload a couple of the pins to melt it. So I'm pretty happy with that, and I'm probably going to stick with this for quite some time until they get the that melting plug problem fixed.
Alright, let's not mess it up.
Based on what I see, I may have to wait until the 60 series comes out for that, because the 50 series is still melting plugs. Alright, looks good.
We planning to hit the deck on this flight?
No, no,
Roger
Chester,
that.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm trying. As much as I like the idea of getting a 50 series card, I don't want to deal with the melting plug issue. That and the price of them is still. Yeah, I'm not crazy about where they price those cards at the moment. need to go this way. Take this taxiway. Alright, point safe direction. Yep, follow this taxiway to the end and I'm ready to go. Let's see. Jester. Navigate to air to ground. Easy. Don't see an air to ground easy. Alright. We'll just have to do it the old fashioned way. I'll just point to jet north and dead reckon it. There's too many map markers and I can't tell Jester where exactly to go. Started picking up a little stutters there. See anybody in the pattern? All right. Landing lights. Sochi traffic. Baron 6-2 is taking runway 20 for takeoff. Northbound departure. Sochi. Pitot heat turned on. SAI is uncaged. Static correction. Ready. Alright, 3 units, nose down. Stability turned on. Oxygen's turned on this time. Alright, anti-skid, pitot heat. Let's turn the light flashers off. IFF to normal. There we go. And clear master caution. Dusty, I normally, if I'm flying in front of my flat panel, it's at 4K, and I have the VSync locked to 120 hertz. If I'm on VR, I don't remember what its settings are. It's whatever settings a HP Reverb G2 can handle. And as long as I'm not streaming, this system will handle either pretty easily. Streaming at 4K while flying in 4K seemed to push it too far over the edge, so I had to knock the stream down to 2K. Awesome. All right, we are ready to go. 80%. Looks good. Here we go.
You're way too fast. Man, the CEO will bust our balls for that. Are you out of your goddamn mind? Engine good, airspeed off the peg.
Alright, so for those curious, that's Jester thinking that I'm on a taxiway and not a runway. Slightly known issue, but low on the priority list as I understand it.
Blast up. Gear up.
Alright, let's head off to the north. Let's get above the clouds. There we go. See if I can get Jester to navigate us. It'd be nice to know how far I gotta go. Arm. So let's do it the other way. Here to there. Course of 010 for 36 miles. That ain't far. All right. I will start the fencing process. Make sure my bombs are on the outboards. Alright, quantity of 1. Bombs direct. So I'm flying laser guides. Arm diffuses. Air to ground. And 100 mils.
That's a nope on the IFF. All right, those are some nails at 2 o'clock.
Nice.
And, oh, nails, 2 o'clock.
Yeah, I haven't flown the MiG-21. Interesting. I don't remember who makes it though. I may have to give that one a go, but next Red 4 aircraft I think I'm gonna pick up is the MiG-29. Flanker. I think that's the flanker. Right. It'll be up next to a river valley. All right. Oh, the cloud cover is going to interfere with some of this. Set the autopilot.
We've got a friendly sentry, 11 o'clock high, 5 miles.
There we go. Alright, have a good one, Trespire. Good having you on the stream, man. Thanks. Joe, in the spirit of time, plus I can smell my dinner from downstairs. I got a beef stew in the slow cooker there. And it should be ready in about 30 to 45 minutes, so I mean I can let it go a little longer, but I'll do this mission, get back to base, and we'll probably call it a day from there. Been having a lot of fun, hope you guys are too. Always good to be flying the F4 and DCS.
37 miles, 17,000.
Something I'm definitely going to be picking up more on is doing more DCS stuff. I know I got the BF-109 combat guide to knock out. I want to cover instrument landing between all the aircraft that can do instrument landing, like this, the A-10, the F-16, 15. And then start doing the Wizzo series, so focusing on the back seat here in the F4.
Nails, 1 o'clock, and nails, 1 o'clock.
Oh boy, I hope the clouds aren't covering our target area. That's going to make this difficult, especially dealing with MAVs in the mountains. Might be a bit risky. We'll see if we can get knocked out. May have to forego the MAVs if I can't see the target. Oh, definitely not Raptor. Yeah, that slow cooker's been going for it'll go for at least 8 hours today, and it's for the past about 5-ish hours. It's just smelling better and better as all those wonderful aromas keep coming out of the kitchen there.
Nails, 7 o'clock.
Awesome. I know at some point I'll figure out a better solution for watching all the comments rather than sitting an iPad next to me and having to keep looking off to my left. I think there's a way to get it up on my screen in front of me, but I haven't dug too deep in it, only because I haven't done too terribly many live streams. I like doing these. They're fun.
We have a friendly, 2 o'clock, 12 miles.
Oh, yep. Flew right past the target area. It's off to my left, and that is down in a valley. So it's right over here somewhere. Oh, I see it. I see a red smoke marker. I may have a way of getting in underneath the clouds and putting the maps on target. Alright. Master arm. They're armed this time. They will drop. Clear master caution. Alright, let's see if I can see the target area.
Friendly, 11 o'clock low, 3 miles. We have a friendly, 12 o'clock, 4 miles.
Oh, aircraft in sight. That is an A-10. Nice. He's probably having just as much difficulty as me. Where's my target? I can't see my target area again. Well, we have to do this Phantom style and just drop low level and just put it in target. Let's do that.
Heads up, new bogey, right 25 degrees, 38 miles, 3,500. He paints, it's a friendly.
Boards out, I don't want to get too fast here. Ah, target area, dead ahead.
Heads up, nails, 5 o'clock.
In the rain. Oh. And pickle. Let's get out of here. I don't want to catch bullets. Hopefully that hits something. All right, I'm in the soup. Let's get above it. I don't think that bomb hit anything.
I'm showing nails, 10 o'clock.
There we are, above the clouds. Bandit's weather mod. Oh, you got my interest. What's that weather mod do? Oh, right up here. There we go.
New bogey, left 55, 2 miles, 10,000.
Let's try this one more time.
Positive IFF, positive IFF.
Last thing I want to do is smear myself into a mountain here. Alright, let's get out of here. I don't feel good about this one. I think we found a target. I see tracers. Let's get out of here. That is one thing I wish that they would fix is
We have a friendly,
the ground AI.
135,
There's no way they
11
should be able to see me
miles.
through a cloud. Unless I got a radar guided a radar guided AAA like a ZSU 23 or something, but I'm not picking that up right now. Oh, okay, cool. I'll have to check that out. Alright, Jester, are we close enough you can get me a nav point? Nope. See if we can get down there and put this bomb on target. We're at treetop level. Nope. We're getting out of here. I think this target might be a bust.
We have a friendly, 11 o'clock, 3 miles.
Let's look at the map and see if I got... So this one's in the mountains. That one's also in the mountains. That one's on the coast. Air to ground hard. How much gas do I got? Not enough to get there and back. You know what? Let me throw down a map marker. Maybe I can get Jester to cue in on that. TT1. Navigation divert to map markers.
I have a new bogey, left 10, 28 miles, 14,500.
Nope, I'm close to it. What the heck?
It's a friend. IFF checks out.
Try that again.
We have
T1.
a friendly, sentry, 9 o'clock, 9 miles.
Navigation divert to map markers.
Roger.
Ah, there we go. Got one.
Okay, steering set for diversion.
Nice. Alright, 17 miles. Worst case, I'll drop this bomb through the clouds and it should pick up the laser, I hope.
Alright, got a new bogey. Right, 25, 17 miles, 18,000.
Alright.
IFF is positive he's a buddy.
Man, I haven't been able to shoot any aircraft down that's... Got one 85 miles away. MiG-25s, MiG-23s, and 2 enemy F-5s. I don't know if I'll be able to use these MAVs, but maybe I'll be able to put a Sparrow or 2 out. I think I should have enough gas for doing that. Alright, 12 miles.
We've got a friendly, 11 o'clock low, 4 miles.
If anything than that, they have to deal with this ASIN loadout right now because I got a 500-pound weight on one side. And 5 miles. We have any visibility? Nope. Nope. I'll line up, I'll drop this bomb probably about when it hits the 1 mile mark.
We've got a friendly, 11 o'clock low, 2 miles.
There's 1 mile and drop. You know what? Let's have a little fun here. Set the autopilot. I don't want to crash this thing. Let's follow that bomb down. See if it picks up a laser. Yep, I think I'm going to take out a tree. Yep. Oh well. This happened in real life, I imagine, so it is what it is.
Alright, those are some nails, 2 o'clock.
Alright. Well, in absence of that, let's just see if we can go find some enemy aircraft. I still got about 7,000 pounds of gas left. I'm alright for there. Convoy mission was done. Waiting for the next AWACS update. I think 261's the AWACS channel, I think. .254, that's it. 254. Let's see, AWACS. Nope.
Okay, Neil, 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock?
Focus 1-1, Jenny 1-9. Request bogey dope.
Hostile aircraft detected, threat level moderate. That's right. That's right, Anthony. That tree was a commie. I hope one day that we'll have destructible trees. Oh, 35 miles, 350. Let's see what we can find. 27,000 feet. All right. We are armed. $30 miles. 2 F5s are flanking, according to the AWACS picture. Oh, that's right. Wait, do I even have... Oh, that's right, I'm carrying those. I don't have sidewinders.
Heads up, nailed, 6 o'clock. New bogey, left 15, 25 miles, 28,000. Alrighty.
Oh, he's got him. Jester's got him. All right.
That target is a bandit. I'm not getting any IFS.
Lock him up.
Bandit, left 10, 23 miles.
This is going to be interesting because I don't have sidewinders. And there's one, there's two. I got one on the left, one on the right. Alright, closure rate looks good. Just waiting for the bracket. I'll interlock out just in case. What do we got? Redwood.
Back to standard scan pattern.
All right.
That's a contact, all right. Right 512 miles.
Get the one in front of me.
Sure. Focusing on your guy. Roger that. No ISF on this one. Target is hostile. Roger. Okay. All right, focusing on your guy.
1,000, 2, 3, 4, and fire. Nothing left the rails.
Heads up, nails. 6 o'clock. How's our fuel state? And nails, 7 o'clock. Okay. Okay. Got it. Lock. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Shoot! We have a bandit. Tiger. 12 o'clock. 3 miles.
There it goes. Fox 1. Oh, it's tracking. Ah, got him.
Focus on your guy.
Alright, where's the other guy?
Back to standard scan.
7 miles, 200. I'm pretty much facing that direction.
A new bogey. Left 25 degrees, 31 miles, 23,000. Alright. Negative on the ISS. Set. Target's an enemy. We've got a bandit. Tiger. 10 o'clock. 3 miles. Roger that.
Lock him up, Jester. Outside the airplane, I don't...
Target lock. Back to standard scan pattern.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it. That's bad. Three miles, 330. $18,000. 25, he's underneath me. Looking.
Heads up, nailed. 6 o'clock.
$250. $14,000. Not seeing a bandit.
Okay, roger that.
Oh, my pleasure, Andrew. My pleasure. Yeah, that's pretty much my outlook on it. I just want to put out good content for everybody. Not trying to drive numbers or anything like that. Just want to put out some good stuff for you guys. And you know, keep the pulse alive on the historic aircraft, because I know the F4 is quite iconic, and that's definitely not lost on me. And it's such an awesome opportunity to be able to work on one of the few that are still operable in some capacity, at least. Like, we'll never have a radar or weapon systems operable on our aircraft, but that's fine. She's an F4. We're gonna keep her running. Oh yeah, James, I definitely don't want to run out of gas. I stayed out of burner for this, for the most part. 040. That dude's behind me. Alright. Let's get the tack end going. Let's see. How far back to base is it? No earthly idea. Tack end's not running. Alright, Jester, let's go to an airfield. Sochi.
Wilco. Steering set for diversion.
70 miles. Alright. I'm gonna have to ignore this F4 unless he starts chasing me down. Or, I'm sorry, this F5 that's nearby. Oh, cool, Raptor. I didn't know you were over there in England there. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah. Yep. I'm human like everybody else. Put my pants on the same way too, one leg at a time. If I screw up, I'll own it. Only way to operate, and definitely don't want to screw anything up in aviation. But some of you maintainers have picked up on stuff. It's like, hey, you guys should look at this, or hey, don't do that. It's like, all right, understood. I won't do it that way. But yeah, certainly don't know everything. Never will claim to. But I do love the community that has spread out, that has come about the channel here, between maintainers, people that love the Phantom, historic aviation, and stuff like that. The wealth of knowledge that has been shared in the comment section of a lot of the videos and things like that. It's just been amazing. Love it. North, 17,000, 6 miles. Dude is behind me. How much gas I got? And I got 50 miles to go. You know what? Let's go try and get this guy. Hopefully I don't come to regret this decision, but we're gonna try and get this F5 that's back behind us. Alright, Jester, do your thing.
I see a new bogey. Right 35, 23 miles, 20,500.
No.
We've lost cabin pressure. We've got a Bandit, Tiger, 11 o'clock. 3 miles, back to standard scan. Whoa, we've got nails, 3 o'clock. Unable. Positive IFF return. Target is friendly.
Oh, there it is. Ah, someone else got him. All right.
Back to standard scan.
All right, head back
We
to
have a friendly Eagle, 1 o'clock. 5 miles.
1 o'clock, 5 miles. Nice. Had an Eagle jockey, took him out for us.
Oh, I got nails on our nose, 12 o'clock.
Oh, thanks, Andrew, man. That's... Oh, definitely not. Definitely not Raptor. I do plan on doing something with the Mosquito at some point. I do like flying her. Getting that thing off the ground is a bit of a challenge. I still can't imagine why they made both props turn the same direction on that bird instead of putting a gearbox on it and making one turn the opposite direction. That would have solved a lot of that torque issue. But it is fun to fly, and I do like the armament. But that one, like me doing a guide on that, I'm definitely going to have to involve a lot of extra help on that from some other pilots that can help explain twin engine behavior. Like, I have a decent grasp on it, but I want to be able to explain it well. And in a way that's easy-ish to understand. Then that's the whole trick with a lot of the guide videos, is being able to take something complicated and explain it in a way that's makes you understand why you're doing something or how something is doing why and stuff like that.
33 miles, 31,000.
All right, 42 miles.
It is a friendly.
4,000 pounds of gas left and 42 miles to go. I think we'll make it. And it's interesting how many airplanes didn't have props on opposite wings turning different directions. Like the B-17, all props rotated the same direction. The C-130, everything goes the same direction. Mosquito, same direction. P-38 was one exception in the war. I'm trying to think of any other twins that where they went in opposite directions. Nothing's coming to mind, and I'm not super familiar with the bombers to know, like the Mitchell and the Marauder and the Invader. I don't know if their engines turned in opposite directions. Pretty sure the C-47 did not. Yeah, I don't know. I suppose they just didn't want to deal with the complexity of having two different gearboxes or two different engines in the supply chain to support their airplanes. Maybe that was... I imagine that did drive some of the decision making on that. I'm not sure. So many things go into airplane design. Alright, 28 miles to go. Let's see. Deselect some of the stuff, clean up the cockpit, get her ready for landing. Let's trim out this roll. Alright, got the ground ordnance turned off. It sucks about the excuse me. It sucks about the cloud cover. I was hoping to really put those Mavericks on target, but ain't happening with this cloud cover. I should be able to descend down and find the airfield. 20 miles to go. Let's flip the autopilot on. You know what? I wonder if there is a tanker somewhere nearby. I don't mind doing that. It's good practice. It's challenging, but it's good practice. We have a tanker on track. 15 Charlie, there's a Hornet. That's a Navy tanker. 35. How far away is he? He's 60 miles. Go north to catch him. You know what? Why not? 045 for 35. Let's see if we can intercept.
Mud, 12 o'clock. SA2.
Thanks, Chester.
New bogey, left 30, 29 miles, 39,000. What's our fuel level?
We're starting.
IFF is good, that is a friend. Roger, where do you want to go?
Oh, Texaco 2-1.
Copy. Steering set in TGT1.
Alrighty. Yeah, that takeoff is sporty, even on a long enough runway. Like, I need to spend more time in that airplane, because having to dance on the brakes, like most of the single engine stuff, it's pretty easy. You do the brake dance or whatever you need to do to stay centered up on the runway. The Mosquito is definitely a challenge to keep her straight long enough to get the rudder effective, and then on top of that, get the tail off the ground so you can build up speed and then off the ground. It's a lot of moving parts, and it's so easy to overcorrect in that aircraft and end up off the runway. That was definitely a challenge for sure. I'd have to, like, before I do any like guide videos or anything on that, I'd have to spend a too much voices. I'd have to spend a bit more time in it to get familiar again. It's been a minute since I've flown her. The map I'm on, I don't think there's no map that I know of that has any parts of Southeast Asia. The latest one that came out was Cold War Germany, which the server I was on had to reset, so it forced me over to this map. And I see my tanker dead ahead. Oh, sorry. Pretty sure that's my tanker anyway. Let's get a little spot of gas and we'll head over to the airfield. Let's see. Check the briefing. What's the tanker on? Tanker, Texaco 2-1. Where are you at? 256. Let's see. Tanker.
Texaco 2-1, Chevy 19, request rejoin.
Nails, 7 o'clock.
$300 Nazis flying. That's about where I'm at. Pretty sure that's Sim Louise. It sure does look like a tanker.
Heads up, nailed. 6 o'clock.
Well, there's two of them. One far, one near. Keep the nose pointed out ahead so I can get an intercept on them. Yeah.
I see a contact. Left 35, 17 miles, 24,000.
So yeah, Andrew, I had to jump over to this server because the one I was on earlier that had the Cold War Germany map was being in the process of reset, so I had to move over here. And once you're in a mission, it's kind of hard to get back into the other one. So I'll definitely do more on the new Germany map, especially as people learn the terrain, learn the area. It's always the fun part about learning the new maps, just learning the area and knowing where to go. £2,800 of gas left. That's not going to last long, burning 12,000 an hour. Cage that. Actually, you know what? I don't want that to be a distraction. I will say that doing detanking is so much easier in VR because of the depth perception, but I've gotten decent at doing it in flat screen. Let's get the refuel door out. Got a ready light. Gesture should call ready pre-contact. He's programmed to do that now.
Got a new bogey. Left 15, 8 miles, 24,500. Positive IFF, positive IFF.
Lower down the seat a little bit.
That's a new bogey, all right. Right 50, 32 miles, 35,000. Not getting an IFF response. It's the bandit.
Ready, pre-contact.
Oh yeah, clear contact first try. Oh, and he just leveled out off of his turn, so he's gonna go straight for a little while. That'll make things a little bit easier. Alright, focus. Sorry guys, I won't be able to look at the comments until I get some gas on board. Alright, he just leveled off. Nice and gentle like.
Go forward 20 feet.
Come on, baby.
Knees 5 feet down.
Contact.
Suck 'em dry. You're charging the boom. You're drifting up. All right, I got nails, 8 o'clock. And mud, 3 o'clock. Patriot, you're about to fall off, man. Hey, you're drifting aft.
Trim. Ah.
Now I'm on turbulence.
fell off. That's okay. Real trick there is remember to recycle your tank door. I picked up about 2,000 pounds in that go. Maybe a little more.
Ease 4 feet forward.
Contact.
That looks easy. We're plugged. Watch it. You're charging the boom. Drifting forward.
There we go. 5,000 and climbing.
Drifting up. We're looking
6,000.
We're looking slick. You're charging the boom.
All right.
All right, I got nails. 8 o'clock. You are drifting forward. You're drifting up. Watch it. You're
I'm
about
not
to fall
focusing
off.
so hard on the lights.
Super steady.
Oh well. There's 7,000 pounds. That's definitely enough to get me to back to the air base. Let's see.
Report rejoin.
Little stutter. Sorry, guys.
You bet.
All right.
Diversion steering set.
Now, at a certain point, like, if you're hitting a tanker, your fuel level will go up real quick because your fuselage tanks can take the most fuel at once. But because of the plumbing going down to the wings, once the fuselage tanks are full, it'll slow down. Your transfer rate will slow down because it's filling the wings. And it gets even slower if you're filling external tanks. So, I think I did the math on the transfer rate. If you take 3 tanks and they're empty and you're getting gas, you can be on that boom for about 9 minutes or so. And that's as if you can stay on the boom that whole time. It'll take 9 minutes from having like 3,000 pounds of gas on board to getting every single tank full with 3 external tanks. I normally don't ever fly with 3 externals because that's just an awful lot of weight on this, and it really limits your air-to-ground capacity. Oh, good night, Raptor. Hopefully you're still here, but if not, good night, man.
6 o'clock.
All right. 46 miles to go. We'll land this baby, and we'll call it a stream at that, guys. Hope you guys have been enjoying yourself. I know I have. And Keepler did such an amazing job on this airplane. Such a joy to fly. May not have the capabilities of our more modern airplanes like the Hornet and the Viper and stuff, but man, she's just a joy to fly. Such a lot of versatility as well. Oh, I'm heading the wrong way.
U-bogey, left 5 degrees, 28 miles, 17,500.
Friendly.
IFS is good, that is a friend.
Alright. Autopilot. We got.
Okay, nails. 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock.
Nice. Overall, it's good mission. Limited on the clouds. Really can't control the weather. I'm pretty sure that limited these things in real life as well, or any airplane really.
35 miles, 39,000.
Can't attack what you can't see. Not in this era, anyway.
IFS checks out, target paint.
$39 miles.
We've got nails 9 o'clock. That's the contact. Right 15 degrees, 45
That's something I noticed on this patch. Like if I'm in the external view, angling up, bit of a challenge. Like I'm mousing up right now, and it doesn't want to go any higher, which is just weird. If I do it with the keypad, it works. Don't know what's going on there.
Alright, got a new bogey. Right 35, 24 miles, 27,000.
Well, that's worth a screenshot right there.
Positive IFS. Target is a friendly.
Once that info box goes away, there we go. Lovely. I do enjoy taking good screenshots. Oh, definitely, James. Yeah, that's the last thing I want to do is run into a mountain. I seem to recall there was a, I'll have to reach back out, but there was a gentleman that reached out to us asking about, like, part numbers on various structural parts of the F4. There was, I need to get more details on this, but I believe there was a German crew over here in the States getting trained up on, like doing low-level attack runs, you know, low-level navigation and such like that. And they, somewhere, I believe in Virginia, or maybe even West Virginia, they were on a low-level route, and they either missed a turn or the visibility got them, and they flew an F4 right into a mountain. I think there's a memorial plaque at the crash site of where they went down at, but I'll have to look up that again and see whatever became of that and what the research into that particular mission was. But that's the details from what I can recall off the top of my head. But yeah, controlled flight into terrain, even in DCS, isn't fun. It's definitely something to be avoided. Cruising pretty fast. I can probably pull the throttles back a little bit if I wanted to. I've still got plenty of fuel though. And we got 12 miles to go. Probably time to start our descent. Autopilot off.
We've got nails 9 o'clock.
Clear master caution. Let's start down. I may try to find a hole in the clouds there and try to descend down and see where we're at. Yeah, it looks like a decent spot to look for. Oh, let's see. Go ahead and make a radio call. Let's see, we are east. As Sochi traffic, Baron 62 is inbound 10 miles from the east. Full stop landing. Sochi.
We've lost cabin pressure.
No, we didn't, Jester. I'm looking right at it. We got plenty of cabin pressure. That's another bug right now, from what I understand, that he misinterprets his cabin pressure gauge and calls out a loss of cabin pressure.
Hey, Baron, be aware of cross traffic.
Got a new bogey.
Somebody got across the
43 miles,
east middle ramp.
11,500.
Watch out for him. And you got a cutter coming on the taxiway.
IFF is a negative. on
Station
that
Colin, thanks for the call and thanks for the heads up.
I just don't want you to get lined up and then veer off because somebody cut line. So there's somebody entering right now, the active.
Yeah, it's fun descending down through the cloud cover as it is right now.
Yeah, that cross breeze the ditch. I recommend the other runway if you can land on it. It's a little shorter though.
Copy that, thanks.
We've got nails 9 o'clock.
.2,000 feet above ground level. keep an eye. Yeah, I'm gonna hit something if I stay on this. Airfield's behind me anyway. I don't remember if they're ILS equipped. I need to get up and above this. Alright. We're stabilized. Let's look. Where is Sochi? Oh, it's above the water. Alright, I can do this. I had no idea I made it above the water. That visibility gets you. I seem to remember Sochi does have an ILS. Oh, there's the coast. Okay, I probably can shoot a visual. Yeah, that's exactly it. As long as you got the fuel, it'll go up. Worst thing you're gonna do to go up is run into more air. Where exactly is the... Oh, I see the runway. I'm gonna have to do a straight in. Let's get the boards out. Actually, we're gonna overfly. We got that report earlier that the runway could be obstructed. Last thing I want to do is do a full mission and then run into something on landing. Runway looks clear so far.
Heads up, I've got nails, 11 o'clock.
Yeah, runway looks clear. All right. Climb up a little bit, get some separation, and then come back around on it. Gear down.
Heads up, I've got nails, 11 o'clock. All right, gear, flap, pressure.
All right, Sochi traffic, Baron 6-2 is turning base to final, runway 20, full stop landing, Sochi.
You look clear, Baron 6-2.
Thanks for that. Sounds like he's driving a Harrier. That's a fun little airplane.
$500, $300, $100.
Drag shoot out. And full aft on this, well, not full aft on the stick. There we go. That was a good landing, and Jester didn't even whine about it. Nice. Definitely not one of my best approaches, but that was a decent landing. Awesome. Let's find a taxiway. I'm gonna have to back taxi. Alright, let's cut the chute loose. Alright, sortie traffic, we advise back taxiing runway 02 to make it back to taxiway. That's right, Sir Snick. Yeah, I've definitely had some really bad approaches. It's definitely gotten better. The more you do, the better you'll get. The real tricky part is always trying to get the vertical speed under control, because this airplane just wants to keep going down on her descent. She doesn't like to. She doesn't. She's a difficult one to maintain on a good glide slope and keep the vertical speed under control. I know you're targeting like 500 feet or less on touchdown, but 700 is acceptable. Anything above 700, Jester starts whining about it. And the airplane generally doesn't like it past that much either. As beefy as the gears are, they can only handle so much. Alright, on edits. Stability's off, anti-skid's off. Oops. Taxi light. Sochi traffic, bearing 62 is clear to runways. Alright, lights, back to flash, pitot heat off. And we're looking good otherwise. Cabin pressures, normal, I don't have to hit the dump switch on that. Runways clear. Oh, I see an airplane over there, but he's not moving. You know, I could be wrong, but I believe we could have seen that F4 earlier. Alrighty. Let's get her in shocks. Lights out. Chief, wheel chocks, and place.
Roger.
Awesome.
Wheel chocks in.
Awesome. So wheel chocks are in. That beef stew is smelling better and better. About time to go down and check the crock pots. So I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. I certainly did. Definitely want to do more of these and definitely get more and more DCS content out for you guys. Like I said on today's videos, like I definitely do want to get more of this done. But anytime real life gets busy or I'm getting a bunch of work stuff that I have to get knocked out, DCS is always the first domino to fall, because I don't want the I don't want to I'd rather not have one of those videos and then not have a hangar video, because I know everyone loves the airplanes and what we got going on over at hangars. So anyway, with that, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. I'm going to have to sign off. I hope you guys had a good time, and we will see you in the next one. Thanks for tuning in, guys.